Hey, local scapers, we have such a treat for you today. We are in West Point, Utah, and we are checking out Rob and Cassie's yard. You guys are not going to believe this. These are DIY homeowners that have absolutely done an amazing job. So let's just start with kind of the entry to the home. Now, this might seem like a lot of lawn until you realize that they have a whole lot of concrete as well for driveways and whatnot, and we'll look at that in more detail later. But we're headed to the front door, and we're actually going to work our way around the side. Cassie, tell us about this path.
So this is a paver path. We installed it ourselves. It did take an entire summer, like about 3 months. Not just this path, because there's paths in the backyard as well, but the entire paver took us most of the summer.
Who does not love hibiscus? Favorite plant.
This was new construction, and so I started planting our yard before we moved in, and we actually installed some of our irrigation before they poured our driveway. So we have drip lines that go to pots in front of our garage.
Fantastic. All right, you guys, brace yourselves, because as good as the front yard is, the backyard is absolute magic, and I can't wait for you to learn about everything they've done. You ready? My favorite part. Ta-da! Look right down to the fairy garden. All right, tell us about this activity zone right here.
All right. When we made this yard, we listed all the things we loved about our old yard and what we wanted to change. And we had a play set in our old yard, and we wanted to make sure we had one here. So this is just one from Lifetime. We actually purchased it right from the factories, because it's here in Davis County, during a week when they had the home show. So we got it at a discount. My husband installed the sandbox that's behind it. You'll notice we made sure they have a drinking fountain so they can play out here.
Okay, that's brilliant. And you said you're on secondary water, so how did you do a drinking fountain?
We ran line from our unfinished basement to the drinking fountains. We made sure we had a valve inside the house so we can drain it and winterize it.
That is so cool.
We actually had a mishap when we installed that, because we didn't give it a foundation, and so it fell over.
Oh no.
So we had to go back through. And
these are the things we learn, you guys. We all have to learn some lessons the hard way. Okay, this is beautiful. Look at the edging that you've got here. Tell us about where you got the edging.
So this edging is just from Home Depot. We got some of our pavers from Beehive Brick and some of them from Home Depot. They're all made from the same place, the Amcor, and so they match. And so
that's interesting. Okay, brace yourselves, you guys. Check this out. Amazing. They DIY'd that. Tell us about how you did that.
So I planned it out on paper. We figured a circle would work best for our triangle yard to fit it in the corner. And it was a lot of work. We did have to dig it down a little bit, and we had to level it and install the road base. We had to do the bottom layer, and then we could do the rest of the patio, and then we went back and added on top. I planned it out just by looking at different examples from different garden centers and stuff in the area until I found one that I liked. I like this one because you'll notice it's a little bit deeper, so it's more comfortable to sit in, and you can sit on the top. So
you have 2 rows of seating if you need it, or people can just choose to sit however teenagers are going to sit.
Exactly.
Which is not the way you want them to.
We made it so it could be sat both layers if we had a youth group here or something like that. It's sturdy enough to do that.
So we have another activity zone here.
Yes, and
look at these gorgeous boxes.
These are Silver Creek ones. They were pre-made. My husband called him up because he could do it cheaper than we could buy the lumber.
Oh, wow.
And he custom did the trellises for us.
And you said that's Silver Creek, Utah company?
Yes, they're in Utah County. So my husband had to drive from Davis County down to Utah County to pick them up.
Well worth it. Yeah. Aren't those gorgeous?
I saw them at a home show several years ago, and I loved them because they have the edge to sit on. And
oh, yeah. Okay, you guys ready for the next gasp-worthy moment? Ta-da! Look at this. Is that so awesome? Okay, now these arches have a really great story, but let's start by showing them how you've kind of installed it here at the bottom, or at least tell us how you got the lumber.
Okay, so we just bought it, from
There's our shadows.
Lowe's locally. We were originally going to do them like in like a redwood because you can put that directly in the ground, but it was right at the peak of lumber going up, and so the redwood was too expensive. So this is, I think this is cedar, I believe. I'm not sure.
Mm-hmm.
But we bought these sleeves so we could concrete it in the ground without worrying about the wood rotting. And my husband designed them so the style matched the garden boxes. And someday I plan to plant something over it to kind of climb.
Oh, yeah. We have beautiful, just on either side. Of course, we've got the path here and beautiful plantings on either side. Lots of color and foliage and texture. You get up close and personal with the plants, which is great.
And I just liked I wanted a little bit of whimsy in the yard, especially with it being not very deep. And so all of our living spaces are kind of in the corners of the triangle. So I wanted the path to kind of just pull you in because you want to discover more.
Beautiful seating area. And then this is the path out to the street behind.
Mm-hmm.
We're a back-facing lot here.
Yeah, we actually replaced one of the panels because the builders put in this fence. And so we replaced the panel and made it into
put in a seating or an area to get out. Okay, and then we just work it around. And then your more utilitarian, although they look amazing, your more utilitarian spaces over here on the concrete. It's got a shed activity zone, another drinking fountain. Storage, nice little pool area. Cassie, you guys did an amazing job. You really did this yourselves.
Yes, we did. We planned it when we were building the house. I asked some opinions of experts who were willing to give them to me. I actually did take a landscaping class, just like a community ed class, probably about 10 years ago. So I was finally able to apply what I learned, the plant recommendations and stuff like that.
Well, this is fantastic. What a great place to spend time with your family in the evenings. There's just something for everyone to do, adventure around every corner. This is just a really excellent backyard localscape. For Localscapes, I'm Cynthia B. We'll see you on the next tour.